The world of jazz is mourning the loss of one of its most extraordinary drummers and composers. Jack DeJohnette, a legendary musician who worked alongside Miles Davis, Keith Jarrett, and countless other jazz icons, has passed away at the age of 83. DeJohnette died on Sunday in Kingston, New York, surrounded by his wife, family, and close friends. According to his assistant, Joan Clancy, the cause of death was congestive heart failure. His passing marks the end of an era, one defined by rhythm, experimentation, and pure musical innovation that bridged generations. Early life and musical beginnings. Jack DeJohnette was born on August 9, 1942, in Chicago, Illinois, a city that would shape his creative soul and inspire his lifelong connection to music. Chicago's rich jazz heritage provided the perfect backdrop for a young boy who was already showing remarkable musical instincts. He began studying classical piano at the age of 4, long before he ever touched a drumstick. That early piano training would become the foundation of his unique rhythmic and melodic sensibility, one that later allowed him to hear orchestrally, as he once described it. DeJohnette often said that his ears were trained by piano, but his heart belonged to rhythm. By high school, he was performing with local bands, switching effortlessly between piano and drums. His versatility quickly made him a standout in Chicago's growing jazz scene. Rise to recognition. Jack's first major break came in the 1960s, when he joined the Charles Lloyd Quartet, a group that gained international recognition for pushing jazz into new and more open territories. Playing alongside Lloyd and a young Keith Jarrett, DeJohnette's drumming caught the attention of the jazz world for its dynamic power and creative range. It wasn't long before other jazz greats wanted to work with him. In the years that followed, he collaborated with John Coltrane, Thelonious Monk, Bill Evans, Herbie Hancock, Stan Getz, Sun Ra, and Betty Carter, to name just a few. Each collaboration expanded his artistry, and his name became synonymous with fearless musical exploration. The Miles Davis era, redefining jazz. In 1968, Jack DeJohnette received an invitation that would change his career and the sound of modern jazz forever. Miles Davis, already a legendary figure, was entering a bold new phase of experimentation that would come to be known as jazz fusion. DeJohnette joined Davis's group during the sessions leading up to the groundbreaking 1970 album, Bitches Brew. This record shattered the boundaries of what jazz could be, blending electric instruments, rock influences, and improvisational chaos into something completely new. Reflecting on that period, DeJohnette once said, "Miles was in a creative mood, a process of utilizing the studio to go in every day and experiment with grooves. A lot of the music wasn't that structured. It was a matter of grooves, a few notes, and sometimes just letting the tape roll." He described those sessions as days and days of pure experimentation, never realizing just how historic they would become. The resulting music defined an era, and DeJohnette's drumming was at its heart. He also played on Live Evil, On the Corner, and the Jack Johnson soundtrack, helping Davis push even further into new sonic landscapes. Still, by 1971, DeJohnette decided to move on. "I wanted to play a little freer," he later said. Miles was moving into a more specific thing that he wanted from the drums, not as much freedom to elaborate. His departure was not a break, but a natural evolution, a continuation of his lifelong search for musical freedom, expanding horizons and collaborations. After leaving Miles Davis's group, DeJohnette's creative journey accelerated. He recorded with Keith Jarrett on Ruda and Daikya and formed several bands of his own, including Compost, Gateway, and New Directions. Each group had its own sound and vision, yet all shared his signature approach, a seamless blend of rhythm, melody, and emotion. Perhaps his most enduring collaboration was with the Keith Jarrett Trio, alongside bassist Gary Peacock. For more than 25 years, the trio performed and recorded together, captivating audiences around the world. Their chemistry was unmatched, a deep musical conversation built on trust, intuition, and respect. DeJohnette also became one of the most in-demand session musicians of his time, appearing on recordings with Sonny Rollins, Alice Coltrane, and Herbie Hancock. His work transcended jazz, touching blues, world music, and even new age sounds. It's no surprise that Rolling Stone once named him among the top 100 drummers of all time, ranking him at number 40, praising his innate knack for turning a memorable tune. Style and musical philosophy. What made Jack DeJohnette truly special was not just his technical brilliance, but his way of hearing and feeling music. He once said, "I am hearing orchestrally. The cymbals are to my drum set what the sustain pedal is on the acoustic piano. I am hearing colors. That poetic statement sums up the artistry that made him a legend. He didn't just keep time, he painted soundscapes. His drumming could be delicate or explosive, structured or completely free. It was always expressive, always alive. Because of his classical piano background, DeJohnette often approached the drum kit as a harmonic instrument rather than just a rhythmic one. He explored tone, texture, and space, making his playing instantly recognizable to anyone who listened closely. Awards and accomplishments. Over a career spanning more than 6 decades, Jack DeJohnette received countless honors. But 2 moments stand out for fans and fellow musicians alike. In 2009, he won the Grammy Award for Best New Age Album for Peacetime, a meditative ambient project that revealed another side of his artistry. Then, in 2022, he earned the Grammy for Best Jazz Instrumental Album for Skyline, a collaboration with bassist Ron Carter and pianist Gonzalo Rubalcaba, inspired by the city of New York. These achievements highlight his remarkable versatility. Few artists could move from the fiery improvisations of Miles Davis to the gentle introspection of Peacetime and still sound authentic in every note. Personal life. Away from the spotlight, DeJohnette was known as a humble and thoughtful man, deeply devoted to his family. He lived a peaceful life in Kingston, New York, where he spent his later years surrounded by loved ones. Though private about his personal affairs, those close to him often described him as generous, curious, and endlessly passionate about the world beyond music, from meditation to nature to teaching younger generations. He wasn't known to have made any final public statements before his passing, and no last words were shared. But his life, in every sense, was his message, one of creativity, courage, and connection through sound. Final days and passing. In his final days, Jack was reportedly surrounded by warmth and love. His family, wife, and close friends were by his side as he peacefully passed away. He left this world in the same way he lived his life, gracefully and harmoniously. The cause of death, congestive heart failure, was shared publicly by his assistant, confirming what many fans feared when the news first broke. The jazz community has since been flooded with tributes. Fellow musicians and fans alike have taken to social media to express their heartbreak and gratitude for his contributions to music. Many called him not just a drummer, but a philosopher of rhythm, someone who understood that music is both spirit and science. Legacy and influence. Jack DeJohnette's influence on modern music cannot be overstated. His work bridged multiple generations of jazz, from the post-bop masters to today's genre-bending artists. He was a teacher without preaching, a collaborator without ego, and an innovator who never stopped listening. His recordings remain essential listening for anyone who wants to understand how rhythm can shape emotion, how improvisation can become storytelling. He also inspired countless young drummers around the world, proving that mastery doesn't come from sticking to one style. It comes from exploring them all. In many ways, DeJohnette's legacy is summed up by something he once told an interviewer. "I never wanted to play just one kind of music. I wanted to play music that spoke to the heart." And that's exactly what he did, for more than 60 years. Jack DeJohnette's passing leaves a silence in the world of jazz, but it's a silence filled with echoes, of cymbals shimmering, of rhythms expanding, of creative spirits pushing forward. His music lives on, not just in records or awards, but in every musician who dares to play from the soul. Thank you, Jack, for teaching us that rhythm isn't just about timing, it's about life itself. If you found this tribute meaningful, please like, subscribe, and ring the bell to stay updated on more stories celebrating legendary lives.